Hi guys, and welcome to Hairdryer Treatment. I thought I'd go live, talk about the United game today. Obviously, buzzing with the result. Absolutely fantastic to see the team bagging some goals again. And I thought, last game of 2018, why not do a video based on it? So, hi guys, thank you for tuning in. Let me all know what you thought about it. I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you yourself? But all in all, positive day for United. Obviously, Boye getting sent off is a bit of a negative, but to be honest with you, I must admit, when he did the high footed, he kicked their player in the chest, I thought that was pretty dangerous play. And he got a lucky one there, to be honest with you. I thought that was pretty lucky. So I don't think the tackle necessarily was a red, but I do think he was lucky from the tackle before. And that's the thing with Boye, he's a bit rash sometimes. But other than that, you can't really say that there's many negatives from it, so it's fantastic. Great from United, but I want to see United against a fantastic team. Absolutely buzzing. Long time no speak. Get DT out of your pocket. I should do more of these. I'm hoping to do more of these in the new year, obviously, as well. As you all know, I work full time, so it's a bit hard for me, but I do try and upload as much as I can. My debate and dribble series hasn't just stopped, by the way. It will be continuing. It's just with the dark nights, it's a bit hard for me to do after work, but I promise you I will be keeping up that series as well, because that seemed to be one that you all enjoyed. But many of these written rambles or the reviews on the games and recaps, I enjoy interacting with you guys, and I enjoy seeing what you guys thought about it as well, because at the end of the day, football is a game of opinions, and I don't always think I'm right. I like to see what you guys think as well. Actually feeling so confident. Hi from Macedonia. Wow. Glad I could tune in today. Thank you for tuning in, Roberto. How are you? I'm very good, thank you. Happy New Year to you as well, Neil. Happy New Year to all of you. Can I just say big plans for the new year as well? As you can see, my channel is constantly growing on now. On 4K subscribers. Wow, absolutely fantastic. So, as you all know, I do it literally from my phone or my laptop. I'm very basic. I haven't got all the posh gear going on because I don't get paid for doing this. It's just a little hobby on the side, and I'm really enjoying doing it. But my channel is growing, and I'm hoping it's going to grow even more in 2019. So I can upgrade and give you all much better content as well. That's what I'm hoping for 2019. Looking like a team, what was your best bit? I think that's exactly right. You know what my favourite thing is seeing from United, and I said this earlier, when we are pressing, before it used to be individuals pressing, go and do it on your own, nobody backing you up, but we're hunting in packs now as a team, and it's much more effective. We're winning the ball back far higher up the pitch. Like Shaw's tackle today was a prime example, and it led us on another counter-attack. And I just think that we're hunting in packs as opposed to doing it individually, and I think that's much better. Teams are finding it hard to play against us. I know Bournemouth, someone just said we want to see us playing against a fantastic team. Bournemouth did get battered at Spurs. But Bournemouth are a tough side, and I thought we made them look really, really poor today. I thought we were fantastic, and you can only beat what's in front of you at the end of the day. I think us conceding, I'm gutted with, but we've already said we need to address the centre backs. We've already said we need to address defensively we're not good enough. But you know what? I don't really care about the defence as long as we're outscoring the opposition and we're scoring more of them. Because attack is the best form of defence, in my opinion, and as long as we keep scoring goals, then I'm happy with it. So I know technically your defence clean sheets obviously are beneficial to us, but if I want to be entertained, I want to see us just outscoring the opposition, and that's what I'm looking for from United at the minute. Martial's performance, I thought he did all right. Martial he looks threatening every time he's got the ball, and he's got that talent. The ball for Rashford's goal I thought was superb. He's always looking dangerous on the ball. I think, to be honest with you, I thought he looked a bit tired towards the end, but he's been ill at the end of the day. He's missed a few games, so I just think, like, given the benefit of the doubt, but I thought Martial looked really good going forwards. That little clip ball that he did in for Rashford's goal was fantastic. He's obviously got the potential. Great link-up play. And Martial is a fantastic player, but I think for me, I still expect a bit more from Martial. I don't think we saw the best of him today, but he was fantastic. And another player that I think will be fantastic under Solskjaer, and I've already said it, is Alexis, and I was hoping he would play today. Obviously, because he wasn't in the squad, but I think he'll be like a new signing. I really do. I think, given the licence to roam and the licence to take risks and attack, I think we'll see a different Alexis Sanchez. Boye red card, harsh or just immature from him? Oh, look, I don't think that tackle was a red card, even though it was harsh. I'd probably give him a yellow. But what I will say is, when he kicked the player, I think he was up in his chest. Not long before it, I thought that was very rash, and that could have been a red card. And I think it sums up Boye really, very rash player. It could have gone either way. So I think you can't really argue it. I know it wasn't the worst tackle in the world, but there's no need for him to make that tackle, and you can't really argue with that, to be honest. So I don't think it was harsh. I think it was the right decision. Phil Jones is United's worst player by far. I'm not going to say it, but he's rubbish. Roberto says, yes, I don't rate Phil Jones, and if there's a choice between Smalling or Jones, I would keep Smalling all day. But you've got to admit, under Solskjaer, Jones has actually been pretty decent. Solskjaer is getting the best out of our worst players, and Matic has been fantastic. So you're going to say, like, if Jones continues to perform under Solskjaer, maybe you'll find some new, some new form or from somewhere, some talent. But if it was for me, if I was choosing between Smalling and Jones, I would choose Smalling to stay all day. Herrera is a true gem. I spoke just about pressing as a pack, and Herrera for me typifies that. Constantly, he's a workhorse. He must be an absolute nightmare to play against because he doesn't stop hassling, doesn't leave you alone. And let's not forget on the ball as well. He's quite impressive. He's quite technical. So I think Herrera is a fantastic player. And I've always said that I think he should be starting for United. I've called the video Pogba for captain because I've seen a lot of people saying that he's true captain material. I saw the footage of him last week in the tunnel where he was instructing the players saying we start fast, we press fast, we start hard. And I was just wondering what you guys thought about it. Is Pogba really captain material? Is it too early to say it? I still have doubts about him as captain, to be honest with you. I don't have doubts about his talent at all, but should he be captain? And then I looked at the team and I think, well, hang on, who else could be captain? Who else is the leader on that pitch? Because we've already said we lack leaders. So maybe Pogba is the only one we've got who could be captain. Herrera for captain is a good shout. A lot of people seem to be saying that. Herrera isn't technical, sorry, but his passing is more sideways than forwards. You say that, but for me, I think Herrera is quite a tidy little footballer. I'm not saying he hasn't got the massive passing range. He can't volley balls across the pitch like Mata does or anything like that. But I think he's a neat and tidy player. But the thing about Herrera is he's a very tenacious player. All you want Herrera to do is win it, give it, win it, give it, win it, give it. And that's what he does so effectively for me. De Gea for captain. Well, De Gea is probably one of our most experienced players. So we shall see. Goldbridge on the beer. Herrera crossed for Pogba. He did. There was one point where Herrera got into the box and tiptoed it as well and got a shot away. And I just think Herrera, I think he's a bit underrated, to be honest with you. I do think he goes a bit unnoticed sometimes. I can't wait to see Sanchez. I completely agree with that. The one thing today as well, I was a bit gutted. I really wanted Pogba to get his hat-trick because I thought he deserved it. Pogba and Rashford were the two today that stood out for me, and Rashford has done for a few weeks. Matthew did me a poster the other day and he asked me one player that I wanted, and I asked for Rashford because I just think he's fantastic. He's a great talent. I'm not saying he's made it already, but there's a bit of debate on my Twitter saying Lukaku, like Rashford, who is better out of the two of them. And I genuinely think Rashford has got so much potential. That little run he did today, the skill that he did, the little flip-flap at speed, absolutely fantastic. And I just think Rashford, given the chances in the centre-forward role, I think he can really do himself proud and he can make something of himself at United. Don't get me wrong, I think his finishing has got to improve. I'm not denying that. I do think his finishing has got to improve. He's not good enough, he's not consistent enough. But he's got terrifying pace. He gets himself into the positions. And when he can, I tell you what, when Rashford does have a strike, he can really strike a ball fantastically well. And I think I'm expecting big things from Rashford in 2019 under Solskjaer. I really am, because he's given the freedom. And already we've seen the last few games, banging goals in for fun. And I think he's been fantastic. Who do I think is our best player? I think technically, I would have to say Pogba is our best player. De Gea obviously is up there as well, but in terms of best football player, I'd have to say Paul Pogba. Technically, he's got to be our best players up there, but I also love Rashford. Rashford's desire, his work rate, going on 90 minutes and he's still pressing, he's still working so hard from the front, and that's, like I said, he's a United lad. It shows through because he's got the passion, the desire to carry on, and at times, there was one time today where Martial gave up the chase and Rashford still had the desire to carry on. And that's what makes him stand out to me. Pereira needs a chance. Do you think some success could be down to the coaches not knowing Solskjaer's tactics yet? I don't know, because I think confidence is a massive thing. I think tactically, Solskjaer obviously isn't the most tactical of coaches. He's probably not the best, but one thing he does do is give confidence to our players. And with confidence, our players are really shining at the minute. Being given the freedom, Pogba said in his post-match interview that they're more offensive, they've been told to play more directly, and that's obviously shown because if we show confidence in a player and if a player is willing to take risks like Pogba's runs into the box, you've got to be willing to miss sometimes. And I think under Mourinho, players are scared to do that. So I just think when players are allowed to play to their full potential, you never know what could happen. So I don't think he's really the most tactical of coaches, but his man management is obviously working. Who is your back four team as Solskjaer played all defensive players? It's a good question. I think Personally, I think we could do with signing another fullback eventually, but I think at the minute I'd probably stick Ashley Young in there. Delo was a bit shaky in his last game, but I'd probably go with Ashley Young / Delo, but I still think we need to strengthen there. Then I'd go with Lindelof as a centre-back. Boy, he's very rash, but I still think he should be playing in there. Even though Boy than Smalling, and then obviously Luke Shaw at left back, that would be my back four. Boy is still my favourite defender. I think I think the likes of Koulibaly or even Toby from Spurs, I think that would be a good addition to make it to our squad, and a very doable addition, especially Toby from Spurs. 25 million is the asking price, obviously. Is he worth that at the minute? I'll let you guys decide that one. Top four is still on. Definitely top four is still on. The momentum is with us now. Players are playing with confidence. They are blossoming. We're finding an identity. Teams are scared to face us at the minute. Let's not beat around the bush. We're banging goals in for fun. And I've already said that I think top four is still doable, and I still do. I think we can do it. I think with the momentum on our side, I do think we need to strengthen, especially at the back in January, because we're leaking goals. But as I said earlier on, I think as long as we are outscoring the opposition, I don't care about the goals we concede, because attack is the best form of defence, in my opinion. Thank you, Marcus, for saying good channel. I appreciate it. Guys, if you haven't already subscribed, if this is your first time, please do hit that sub button. I really do appreciate it. Are we getting carried away? We were 4-0 FC under Jose at one point. This boost always tends to happen when a new man comes in. Exactly. Of course, we have the new manager syndrome, and like I've just said, we're still leaking goals at the back, which is definitely worrying. But going forwards, we look at a threat. We've already said that we've got the potential going forwards. We've got players who have got world-class ability who weren't performing under Jose Mourinho. And I do think that, of course, it's not going to be all plain sailing. There will be dips, of course there will. But the whole atmosphere around the club, even down to the cleaners, I've heard, the atmosphere is fantastic. Everybody's buzzing, everybody's positive. Whereas before, we didn't seem to have that positivity going around. So I just feel like fantastic atmosphere at the club. And I think we will have dips, but as long as everybody stays on that positive mindset, and obviously the club continues to move forward in terms of signing the right kind of players, then I don't think we are getting carried away. No, I think we've got to get. At the end of the day, we can only beat what's in front of us. Of course, a bigger team is a bigger threat and a bigger challenge for us, and that's where we can really see where we're at. But there's no denying that our performances have got better. What you've got to think is, in the past, if we were playing against lesser teams, a lot of the time our tempo would slow down and we'd drop into their level quite a lot of the time because we'd be a bit complacent. That hasn't happened in the last 3 games. We've put goals away and we've attacked. And it's more about the way that we've beat those teams. Not the fact that we've beat them because we're United and we should beat them, but it's more about the way that we've done it. We haven't slacked off, we've attacked. And that's more of what I want to see. Mkhitaryan wants to come back now. We need another Paul Scholes type signing. Just shows who the virus was. 90 minutes sitting on the bench. Mourinho is a clown. Who's your ideal signing in January? Toby or Koulibaly? I think it's centre back though. That would be my ideal because I think that's where we most need it. So can you do a Manchester United career mode? You know what? I've been considering doing a FIFA stream on my channel. Would you be interested in doing that? Because I do play FIFA quite a lot. I do play Ultimate Team, but career mode isn't a bad idea. I'm not very good at it, bear in mind, but I'll give it a go. Did your team play this weekend? No, I'm back playing next weekend. Had a bit of a break for Christmas. FIFA stream. Am I good at FIFA? Play. You know what? I've asked Mark if he wants the game, and he keeps ditching it. I think he's scared, to be honest with you. I personally want to see him rage when I score against him, but he keeps denying it. He's scared. That's what it is. It's the only answer to it. Real test against Tottenham, definitely. So on FIFA, yes please. PS4 is what I play. Lingard's spot isn't safe in my opinion. I agree. I think I've always said Jesse Lingard, I like him, and I haven't said. And I thought when he was our best player, it was worrying because let's face it, technically, he scored a few bangers and stuff, but technically he's not the best player. And he was our best player for a long stretch, and that just showed how poor the rest of the squad were playing. And I just think that just highlighted how poor we were. And I think that was worrying when he was our best player. But I love Jesse Lingard. I think he's a great guy, and I think he's a good player to have at the club. I'm not saying we should get rid of him. I think he's a good squad player. He's definitely good for the change room, and I'd keep him, but I don't think he should be starting week in, week out. And I would agree that his spot, yes, probably is under question because he's been all right the last few games. He brings energy and he brings right movement, but on the ball, does he bring enough? I know he has a few bangers under his belt, but for me, he's more of a squad player. He shouldn't be a starter. Um, 7 points clear at the top, not getting carried away. 3 fixtures. Here you go, my other top. I wouldn't say we've gone way over the top, Martin. I know, obviously, yeah, you're 7 points clear and you have a right to be feeling happy and confident and whatnot. But what if you have sat and witnessed what we have witnessed for the last few years at United? It has been so boring. We've been passing it sideways, not taking risks. And I think once you see your team passing forwards and taking risks and scoring goals, to be honest, creating chances and scoring goals, then of course we're going to get excited, and rightly so. So I wouldn't say we're going over the top, but I would say that we're living in the moment and we are making the most of it because we need to. After what we've put up with over the last few years at United, it's been very dull and boring. And I think, you know what, we're feeling something positive here, and we shall see. Pogba, exactly. Will Sanchez take Lingard's spot? We shall see. He's been training hard, hasn't he? But we shall see. I don't know. I think against Reading he'll make some changes. I wouldn't be surprised if Alexis is given minutes there. Jesse should start every game. He's good with Martial and Rashford. I think Jesse, he brings that energy and he brings that movement. But I just think every game, should he? I think he's a big game player because, like I say, he will work back and he'll work hard. But I don't know about every game. I think technically he doesn't do enough. Let's see Alexis in this lineup under Solskjaer. Let's see. Lingard is underrated. He may be. We've got to stick by Ollie even if we get a few bad results. Of course, it's not all going to be plain sailing. Of course it's not. I've already said that a new manager wasn't just the answer. There's obviously stuff going on in the background that isn't working out as well, and I think the problems do run deeper. But I already said that if we get a new manager, we will go on a run and we will have this momentum because all teams do. Matic still poo, or do I rate him? You know what, Matic, when he gets the ball, if you notice now, he's very reluctant to pass backwards. He's constantly looking up. He's constantly looking forwards. And some of the passes that he threads through are fantastic, and I do rate Matic. I think he was too negative under Jose Mourinho, and people go on his back for that. He does lack pace. I'd get that. He does. But on the ball, I must admit, he does play some fantastic passes forwards. And I think because he was a Mourinho signing, because he is getting on, I think people do get on his back. But you can't deny these last few games that he's definitely had a different mindset. And we can't really complain about what he's doing. What he needs to do is passing forwards. We can't complain about what he's doing for the team at the minute. Still think we can improve on Matic. Yeah, like I say, he's getting on. But last few games, we've seen a different Matic. Are you a student or are you working? I work full time. I teach English and PE. Matic makes some great passes. He does those little disguised passes between the lines. That's what the kind of pass that I love, where he carves the opposition open. Do you ever wish you were born a boy so you could play for the men's United team? Nah, I don't wish I was born a boy. I did play with boys' teams when I was younger, though, to be fair. Who do you want as United's next manager? I've already said that if it works out for Solskjaer, then why not keep him? Why change something that's working? He's United through and through, so why not? But if it doesn't work out, then Pochettino, I know they lost to Wolves yesterday. Trust me, my dad made it very clear as well. But Pochettino, for me, he would be the one I'd go for. The Women's United team are doing much better anyways. Alan Pardew, the next United manager. We have too much dancing with Pogba. We don't need him dancing on the side as well, do we? You're not at the game, no, fan camp. No, I wasn't at the game today, to be honest. I was at a family do. We're having a meal and stuff for New Year, so Christmas/New Year. So yeah, I couldn't make the game today. I was a bit gutted, but I ate nice food, so it's all good. What age do you teach? I teach in a secondary school, so yeah, ages 11 to 16. Glad you see DT. Let your DT out of your back pocket to let him do his rant. So many people getting on DT's back about that. Yes, I have one brother. Someone just asked about any siblings. I have my own channel. You're on it. Woodward is considering the appointment of Cantona as Director of Violence. Tell Mark from Bobby that he's a legend and a funny guy. Do you think we can play with two up top? Why do teams refrain from that now? Like, why do teams refrain from playing two up top? I don't get it. Like, I'd have seen attacking football, old-fashioned wingers, two up front. I think people overthink it these days. Let's just go for it. But I don't know. It's obviously so complicated formations in football days. It used to be 4-4-2, didn't it? Standard 4-4-2, but now it's like wing backs or three at the back, and depends on their position. I would personally like to see two up top, but I just don't think in nowadays game it's a bit more complicated than that, isn't it? And I don't know. Personally, I would like to see an old school 4-4-2, but I just don't think we will. Thoughts on Fred? I think Fred needs more game time. I think he looked really, really rusty in the last game. He was very poor. Rightly dropped, I think, because he wasn't really on the ball. He looked really clumsy, but I do think he needs more game time. I think he should play against Reading. I think Reading would be a perfect game for him because I think he's the player who links up the play. He's kind of box to box. He has got technical ability, but we just haven't seen his full potential yet. But I do think he could be the missing piece in the middle because he's got a lot of energy. He's definitely a box to box midfielder, but like I say, he's got definitely ability on the ball, but we just haven't seen enough of it yet. And I think a lot of people getting on his back saying he was awful in the last game that he played. He was awful. I will definitely say that. But at the same time, don't judge him on just that one game because the guy was probably crapping himself. He's been dropped in. He's thinking, I've got to prove myself in this one game because I haven't been given a chance all season. And let's face it, when he did play, for example, against Wolves, he scored one. He nearly put a freak in top corner. He was our best player and then he got dropped. So the guy is obviously a bag of nerves as well. He's not match fit because he's not being given enough consistent game time. So for me, I think Fred, I wouldn't write him off just yet. Valencia's captain material. I disagree with that one. I think he can hardly talk English. He's very experienced, yes, but I think he's on his way out anyway, to be honest, Antonio Valencia. I think in his day he was a fantastic player, but I think he's on his way out now. So, how old are you? I know it's rude to ask, but I'm a girl as well, going United. I am 26 years old. Where do I think United will finish this season? I'm going to be confident. I'm going to say we're going to make it top 4. I'm going to be optimistic. Yeah, I'm going to say I think we're going to get top 4. And I know it might sound a bit over the top and whatnot. I think we'll beat. I think we'll match Arsenal. I think we'll catch them up. And I'm not writing off top 4. The way that our team's playing at the minute, the momentum is with them. I think as long as we strengthen in January, then I'm not writing it off. I'm feeling confident now. Chris Pratt said it's not top 4. Let's see. I'm feeling optimistic. We shall see. I think the thing with Solskjaer is there's no real expectations. We just want our team to entertain. We want our team to play well. We want to see improvements. And so because he's playing without that pressure, he hasn't really got any targets to meet us. So obviously top 4 would be fantastic. But I don't know. We'll see. I think it's still doable. How do we manage Lukaku and Rashford? I think we make them fight it out for the place. And I don't mean literally fight it out in a ring. I mean judge it on the training, judge it on the performances, judge it on goals scored and assists. Because I think Carragher even said it today, actually, in his commentary. He said it's not all about just goal scoring as a United centre forward. It's about his link-up play, about the runs in behind, stretching teams, giving the team an outlet. Because we want to play this fast attacking football, and Lukaku wasn't really the player to do that because he was too slow. He couldn't hold the ball up, and it wasn't working. Whereas Rashford, he can run into the channels, he can hold the ball up, he can do what he did today, which is absolutely fantastic. But let's not forget Lukaku at Everton. What Rashford did today, that bit of skill when he bulldozed past the few and set Pogba up. Lukaku at Everton, to be honest with you, he did runs similar to that. Yes, probably not as technically skillful, but he bulldozed past players. And I think that's what I've said under Solskjaer. Of course, he'll score more Lukaku because it will create more chances. Do I still think technically he's good enough for United? No, I don't. But I think that Lukaku will see a lot more from him. Of course, I want it to work out for him at United. He's a United player and I support all of the players. Do I think Lukaku is technically good enough? No. But of course, I hope it works out for him. I think in terms of Rashford and Lukaku, I think we should let them fight it out. Whoever is performing the best, then give them a starting spot. Because hungry players are better players. Players who are having to fight for their place or fight to keep their place perform better. And Lukaku was given his place every week in, week out, whether he scored or not, or whether he played well or not. And that obviously didn't work. So why not make him perform to earn his place? Liverpool to win the Premier League. Can't argue with that at the minute, to be honest with you. Best first touch, Lukaku or Spacey? I'll get me out. Talk about signings. What do you want me to talk about? I think we need a centre-back. For me, Toby from Spurs or Koulibaly would be who I'd be looking at. Toby being obviously the cheaper option, but he's getting on. People think he's lost a yard of pace, but I think his experience in the Premier League will help. He's obviously a leader as well. So I think he would be a decent signing for January. And I'm not expecting us to do a lot of business, but I wasn't last season and we ended up signing Alexis, so we can stay positive. It's just how much the board are going to back Solskjaer if he's only going to be interim manager. One thing I will say is the board will have seen that we were slipping further and further behind, so maybe they'll feel the need to invest in January so we can at least keep the gap to a minimum. Gonna be honest, I still have my doubts about Shaw. I think we all do, really. I think we like Shaw, but we do all have our doubts because people have said he's overweight. Going forward, does he really provide that lot? Because under Jose, especially, he would take the ball, pass it sideways. He would always play safe. But I thought today was fantastic. He looks hungry. He looks a lot happier under Solskjaer. And I think the same with Shaw, as I've said, with Lukaku, really. Judge him in a Solskjaer team where he's given more freedom and where he's getting back to his fitness. We'll see. Do you think we can actually sign anyone in January when we don't have a settled manager? Who knows? The board could have already had some deals lined up before the manager was even changed. You don't know, do you? A lot of people think the Toby deal was already done and dusted, hence why this contract has been added in there, this clause where it's 25 million and no less. People think that that's already happened. So it's interesting. I think we can still sign players. I don't think we'll invest a lot, which is what I've just said, but I think we'll invest where we need it. And I think a centre-back is where we need it at the minute. Would you take Costa from Juve? I don't think we need him at the minute. We've got Martial, Rashford, Lukaku, Alexis. I'll be interested to see him, as I've said. I don't think we need him at the minute. I think if there's anyone, I would be interested to see Memphis back in this United team because I think he loves United. But again, there's doubts over Memphis' attitude. Is he right for United? But I just think he obviously loved United. He still loves United. He's killing it at the minute. We've got a clause to buy him back. Why not try it? But a lot of people say don't touch him because he's already been. You don't go back over someone you've already had. It's interesting, but I think at the minute a centre half is a must, and I think that's where we need to invest. Invest where we need it. Memphis is a great talent, but his mindset lets him down. Exactly what I've just said. We need Koulibaly and maybe a CDM. In January though, I don't know if we need all that. I think a centre back in January would be what we need right now. Because if a new manager is coming in, then obviously they'll build what they need in the summer. Start afresh as such. Depay is doing well in the Farmers League. He is, but I will also say in the Champions League he's been impressive, and obviously for Holland as well he's been bossing it. So I think although yes he does play in the Farmers League and he has been killing it, I completely agree with that. But he's been doing it internationally and in the Champions League as well, which obviously is a lot more intense. So I think give him his due. It's a bit like what I've said about United beating the 3 teams that we've beat last 3 games. You can only beat what's in front of you, and it's the same for Memphis, isn't it? But we shall see. Depay would be the perfect addition. Memphis would also play with more confidence under our magical Wood Elf manager. Memphis was lacking confidence, and LVG Mourinho didn't suit his style of play. I think he was lacking confidence, but at the same time, like I say, his attitude just didn't seem right, and it seemed like he'd already made it big time in his head, and that's how he came across. But there's no doubt in his technical ability, and I just think that bringing him back now would be a good time to do it when he's being given the chance to have the freedom to go forwards, to try out his tricks, to take risks. Whereas under Mourinho, that definitely would not have happened. And obviously Luke Shaw is back. Let's not forget, Luke Shaw and Memphis hit it off big time. They had a right bromance going at first, and they were fantastic on the left-hand side. So, well, personally, I think he's worth a risk bringing him back, but we'll see. Hard to see if Ollie keeps this up. He won't be knocking on the door of the job full time. I agree, and I said I'll take him full time, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, why tinker with something that's working? The guy loves United. He's United through and through. So why would we need to change anything? Jose was the virus. It's seeming that way, definitely. Who's your favourite female player? My favourite female player of all time was Kelly Smith. You may know her, she obviously played at Arsenal, but she was fantastic and definitely a role model for me in female football. So Kelly Smith was my favourite player ever. Do you think we'll get Zidane? It's a possibility. the thing is with like Zidane, I've already said, like as a brand, he would be so attractive to get because obviously he's sponsored by Adidas. He's a legend. We've got a lot of French players who would definitely respect Zidane in a team, but I think he is a risk. But I think no matter who we got, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a risk putting him in at the time that he did. But I just think that we need to find our identity and start afresh. My ideal situation is the fact that we keep Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because we're playing attractive football, we're playing well, we're getting the results, the players are happy. Why not keep him? But we'll see when it works out. But that's what I'd like personally. He has got no pressure at the minute, Solskjaer. He said his job is to get the players playing, get the players enjoying the football again, and he's definitely doing that job successfully. If he gets top 4, who knows what will happen. I know what I would like. I would like him to stay. But we shall see. Right, guys, I'm going to shoot. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't, please do subscribe as well to my channel. I do appreciate your support. Drop a like. If I haven't responded to your comments, as you can see, there's a lot flowing through. Drop a comment on the video and I'll go through them and reply to as many as I can. But thank you again, guys. I'd like to wish you all a very happy new year as well. 2018 has been a mad one for me. Your support has meant a lot. My channel has grown a lot. So thank you so much for that. I do appreciate it, and I'd like to wish you all a very happy new year. I will tweet it out to you as well tomorrow. Take care, guys. Have a good evening. Cheers.